Quick word with Judith, who's on the line from Eastbourne. Good evening, Judith.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
First time I've been on your programme. I've been speaking to John Radford, Southern County Radio. Anyway, this John Bidley, Mr. Bidley, maybe if, as I said to your lady, I thought they were going to have a Arab League of troops going into Iraq. If they had had, maybe through the United Nations, if they'd had that some time ago, maybe it wouldn't have been so the way it is now. It's in a terrible state. It's totally disorganized and, well, I don't know. It's got beyond. I mean, the mustard seed went to Iraq for the water, and I gave some money. That's in Eastbourne, and I haven't heard whether. I think it's too dangerous for them to go out there. He nearly got shot. One point, he was about 100 yards or less from getting shot last time he went. It's very dangerous out there. I think something's got to be, and I don't think we are. I don't think America or Britain is doing. Well, I don't know. It's just completely, totally out of order, isn't it? Don't you think? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello?
No, I don't think it's out of order at all. I think it will be seen in the fullness of time as being the beginnings of the kind of world peace that mankind has dreamt of for thousands of years.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of how it is. Everybody's moving in. The terrorists are moving in, and something's got to. I don't know how they're going to sort it out. I think United Nations needs to go in there. I think it should have been under the United Nations in the first place, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Well, what is the United Nations? How big is the United Nations army?
Well, I did hear...
How many planes has the United Nations got?
No, but it would...
Do you know if they've got any?
No, I don't think they have, but I think...
Well, how could they have gone in?
Troops from different countries, different nations, like they did in the first Gulf War. In fact, if they'd have sorted him out in the first Gulf War, probably... Which I couldn't
for one
understand.
moment that Colin Powell and Schwarzkopf in the first Gulf War were taking their orders from the United Nations?
Yeah. Well,
the United Nations doesn't work. The League of Nations didn't work.
Yeah,
these are two completely impotent
because America wouldn't take any notice, would it?
No, that's not the reason. The reason is that the organisations do not represent anything tangible, either in terms of military strength, or economic strength, or a political philosophy. And the United Nations also is a badly structured organisation, because you have a Security Council which effectively runs the United Nations, so that small countries can't have a vote.
I mean,
the United Nations itself is geared to...
Yeah.
The United Nations itself is geared towards the more powerful countries on Earth. But
yeah, it should have
as things stand now, there is only one powerful country on Earth. And thank God, that country is prepared to take risks and make sacrifices to make the world a safer place.
I don't know if it has, really.
It will. Yeah, it will. Trust me. It will. Trust me.
Because America doesn't help small countries. I mean...
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Actually, Bill Buckley had somebody on his programme some time ago. He was an ex-Nazi and living in this country. He'd come back from Germany after the war. and he realised that what happened and what they were doing was wrong. And he said, Bill Buckley asked him what they should do if they didn't want another Nazi trouble. And he said, well, to help small countries, the smaller countries of the world, if they did help small countries, I think they wouldn't be... This is how this brings terrorists. I think it does.
No, I don't agree. I think it's both simpler and more complicated than you're suggesting, if with respect. I would say this to you. I would say this to you, Judith, if you're listening. Would you say that you were?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say this to you. Don't you worry too much about such things.
Well, I have a friend in Brighton.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not with your friend who may or may not be a Muslim. It's irrelevant. I'm just with you at the moment, and I'm just saying that I don't think it's fair that you should worry too much about these things. If you do, and it sounds to me as though maybe you do.
Well, I don't want to see another Nazi, sort of another lot of Nazi or similar, and I don't want Muslims going round being blamed for what's being done in Iraq.
It's really important.
I think that's important, because they're not like that.
It's really
the real Muslim is not like that.
Right. It's really important you do two things. One is that you try and listen to what I'm saying, and two, that you don't worry too much. You don't deserve to.
No.
And this applies to everybody, to a greater or lesser extent, and probably to a greater extent to yourself. There's nothing you can do. And you must learn not to worry too much about things that you simply can't influence. That's one of the big...
Well, the only way we can do it by the ballot box the next time.
No, that won't change anything. It won't change. It won't make you stop worrying about something that you really ought not worry about too much. Be aware, but don't get too worked up or concerned.
Take Mr. Blair off, because I don't think he's. I think he's let us down. And
no, he hasn't. He's been a wonderful Prime Minister. He hasn't told a single lie. Nobody has been able to come up with one single lie, or even half-truth. And you can't. See, I think you've been believing what you've been reading in the papers.
No, I don't read the paper. I don't have any papers. I just go by the television and
okay, so
what's happening.
Right, so you tell me the lie then.
Well, he did mislead the country, I think.
No, the lie.
I do actually agree with...
No, the lie. You used the word, the lie. You tell me what you think the lie was.
Well, I think he should have said that he was going
No, the lie. The lie. Which is the word you used, which is a very serious thing to say about somebody, that they've lied.
Well, he should know what he's doing, because he was a barrister.
What was the lie? When you say it casually, and you know, it doesn't sound like much of an accusation, but you shouldn't say that somebody has lied unless you can say what the lie is, allegedly. I'm not saying that I'm asking you to prove it was a lie, but I'm asking you, and, you know, this is something that's slipped out into the national consciousness, that our Prime Minister is a liar. And I'd like to know what the lie is. Now, I'm not defending him here.
No.
I'm simply saying that when the accusation gets made, all you have to do to substantiate is to say, and this is the lie. But for some reason, an awful lot of people are attracted to the idea that this figure who they see as in authority over them
it's not just that, actually.
Is in fact corrupt. So you tell me what the lie is.
Well, it must... there's nothing... I know he was a horrible person, the head of Iraq.
But the point is this, there wasn't a lie, and yet you find yourself believing that there was a lie.
No, that's not a lie, but the other parts, the mass destruction and all that, has not been found. And also, which is most important, the pieces that were there have been removed, so where they've gone, I do not...
But do you still believe at this moment in time that there was a lie?
I mean, that's more serious.
Do you still believe at this moment in time
yes,
that there was...
Yes, I do.
What was that lie? And what was that lie?
Also, he's trying to get us into the common market, into the EU.
And what was that lie? That you believe there was a lie, so...
Well, he misled the country.
No, a lie. And what was that lie?
Which is not terribly good, is it?
But you can't believe that there was a lie and not be able to say what it was. You yourself are easily too intelligent to believe it's possible for somebody to believe that there was a lie and yet not know what that lie was. How can that be? How can a bright person believe that there was a lie,
Michael Howard,
but that they don't know what it is? No, but this is talking about you, Judith. You believe there was a lie, but am I right in saying you don't know what the lie was exactly?
Well, he misled the country, so that is not a terribly good idea. And being a barrister, he should know what he's doing.
All right. Judith,
and the other one's
I refer you to the piece of advice that I gave you with the best possible heart, which is not to worry about these things too much. I really would lie awake worrying about you if I thought...
Oh, I don't do that.
No, I said I would really lie awake worrying about you if I thought that this sort of thing...
But I still think...
...was causing you sleepless
nights.
These
countries should look at...
Thanks very much indeed for your call, Judith. I've got to crack on. I've got Trevor from Aldershot on line 2. Hey, Trevor.
Hello.
All right, boy.
Yeah, good. Yeah, yourself?
Yeah, I'm